All right, hello world. It's Wednesday, May 15th, actually. Technically it's Thursday already, 16th. It's 12:47 a.m. It's past midnight. And this is another vlog. I believe it's vlog 132 or 33. And so this is like a 10-minute like stream of consciousness, like being present in the moment vlog. And this is really about like documenting the journey and examining the self and examining this human experience, documenting it and recording it. So I'm wearing my favorite Build Space hat, my Cowboy Bebop t-shirt, and it says a lot about me. I have a little bit of a beard, AirPods, typical setup. External monitor, MacBook Pro, backpack. This is my portable digital nomad setup. And I guess just taking a moment to appreciate how great it is to be a digital nomad and have the freedom to do this. It's precious. And at the same time, it's so I feel like I have obligation also to document my life, and obligation, and to explain, and then to also promote certain virtues. I would call them virtues of writing, creating, coding, learning, and as a virtue, as to live a good life, in the sense that you are actualizing your potential, and you're not letting your potential go to waste. Here is my web application, Luminolog, which is an AI journaling app. Here is a set of Substack. This is my Substack newsletter from July 8th, 2023. It's been already about 28 of these entries, and I just I'm always blown away by going back and reading them, and then I'm just there's the sheer amount of experiences, things I've gone to. I was just writing about this project that I completely almost forgot about. It's Web3 freelancing project, which is fascinating, and it's and I just completely forgot about it just a year ago. And your life is just a stack of all these amazing experiences, and it's just layers, sediment of layers of these fossils that but if you don't have this kind of writing, or some kind of you're not creating something, some YouTube vlogs or something, then it just goes poof into the void of disappearance. There's no trace of it. So that's why it's important to be creating, and creating is a conversation with time, perhaps conversation with information, with knowledge, with the data sphere. And what is obvious to you, it's not really obvious to everybody else. So that's the beautiful thing about writing and creating. It's you're expressing yourself, something that to you is obvious, and you take it for granted, and you're just oh, this is mundane, this is so obvious, everybody knows this. But then you find out, once you put it out there, it's whoa, this is extraordinary, this is amazing. People are whoa, I never thought of that. And so you can really take that to another level with creating with code and creating applications. And this is very beautiful, because you're creating software that is magic, that impacts the world. So you can think about culture, a musician creating a song. It's played and people dance to it, and it's oh, this, it captures a moment, maybe has communicates some kind of feeling, some story, and well, what about like an app? It's like, oh, if it functions in this way and people interact with it and people spend time on it, and it becomes opens up new possibilities through time and space of people interacting and communicating in a new way. So you have a paper, and a paper, you write a letter, and or you publish an article in the newspaper, and maybe like 100,000 people read it. So what about having this, like, imagine like this article that you published, and then like 100, and then it's not just a static article, but it actually has functionality. And what is the definition of functionality? It's like it does something, it has some action and some repeatable pattern, and so it's like a little mechanism, a little bit of an engine, or a car is a physical mechanism that has some function of you moving from A to B, and then having applications, they have some of their own functions of information, transferring some information, storing it, transferring some value of money, or transferring some data of audio, video. So it's an art, and it's a form of expression, and it's super fascinating. So got off on a rant there about the art of software creation. So yeah, like exploring this idea further and like getting into the craft of it, of articulating it and like examining it is fascinating. It's something that we don't do enough in this world. We don't talk enough about like the art of creating code, and the craft and the art and craft of creating applications, the design and the user experience. So that's another note, that's observation. So 3 minutes left. So right now luminalog.com is the application for AI journaling, and I've been using it every day. And how it works is you go and create a document, a journal, and you hit record, and you talk. There's voice to text, and you have an AI chatbot here on the side. So you really brain dump. You can do various kinds of writings, journalings. You can type out like gratitude journal, or a bullet journal, or just a stream of consciousness journal. And then on the right you have an AI that will be able to answer your questions, give you insights, give you recommendations, distill like key ideas or bullet points, action items. I found it really amazing to have this AI just be there to give you feedback, and to give you like another perspective, and respond to you. And often hearing it talk about, like when I'm writing about, it picks up on like some things that are like more important, other things that are not so important. Not so important. So it picks up some things that are like some things I haven't thought about, and or like some things I don't really pay attention to. And just like getting voice to text speeds it up so much, and I've been like using it every day for like using like two journals or 3 journals. Of like a journal is like a 3-page roughly length. So it's about almost 10 minutes now. I also have other applications like Be Agentic is like a AI blog writer. And now, like, so I have this window of opportunity of pursuing building startups in AI, and now this is like very important to be like make the most of this, and to make sure that you're building something that you feel is resonating with you, but also has a potential to make an impact on the market and to earn you a living, so that you can continue your building so that you can continue building software. And then the third is Visions List, which is a directory of all the Apple Vision Pro apps. And I have also 2 other applications on the Apple Vision Pro. So like this is like very important to be like documenting this in the format of YouTube, to be talking about your software so that you create, because if you just keep it in your head, you don't present it, it doesn't really exist. You don't really know what kind of shape it takes. So that's why it's very critical to be kind of talking about it, and really YouTube is essential to this, to be an independent entrepreneur, app creator, because really that's who you are right now. And like so like being isolated, you're really not making any progress. You're not connecting with the world, you're not building an audience, you're not I mean, it's like just that statement, building an audience, really talks about really conveys this sense that it is a performance. It's like being a musician or being a filmmaker. You want to have an audience to present your work to. So that's why it's critical to be like on out there in the world. So it's 10 minutes or 12 minutes now. To summarize, like write, create YouTube, create software, put it in front of people, talk about it, and then continue that loop. So looking back on the 8 months in San Francisco, yeah, it's critical to be writing, to be recording like vlogs, and taking YouTube perhaps more seriously as a medium is helpful here. I have a ton of more things to say. I could go on about specifically about these journals, like and a ton of ideas about creating, building things, and which are just recorded in my journals, but then they are really like fleshed out and developed. So this is like the really amazing thing about journaling, is like that's where you get your ideas down, and they get they become not just thoughts, not just like the thoughts, they become like words, and then you can come back to them and you can read them, and so they take on a certain like reality, versus before it's just like not even not really like real. So that's a step towards the right direction of journaling. And then you really have to go back from this journaling and like take steps. I mean, it may be overwhelming, like you have like 50 things that you want to do, but like, yeah, it's just like focus on one and take a step towards that. So for me, right now, I have an idea for refining autosearch.lol. That's my big mission for this week. And autosearch LOL, refining it into generating just one long article, research article based on the web searches, so that it's just very clear. And then 2 is take YouTubing more seriously for me. It's my personal goal. So starting here with this vlog, and then taking it to a perhaps more production kind of like direction, where it's more formulated, more edited, and more scripted, perhaps. Experiment with that, or experimenting with more of a documenting, having a series where I'm like documenting the creator journey, and then perhaps having other ones that are like covering like past experiences, like trips, or past experiences like projects, and then having other series about like events and like documenting live events, and that would be like super powerful, because like really as to create this kind of skill set of recapturing reality and being able to like conduct reality, convey ideas. And so this is like super powerful. Like coding is very powerful itself, but as a communication device, there's nothing really quite like just communicating through voice your ideas and through talking to people. And so and then documenting it on a video and presenting it to the world, that itself as a tool is very powerful. So that's also important for a powerful in the sense of like developing ideas and communicating with the world, and being useful to the world. So I'll end it there. 16 minutes.